All right, here's Stinchfield on Newsmax. Now, Newsmax is not One America Network, which apparently was like completely constructed by AT&T. They
yeah, I saw that the AT&T's defense was like we saw that we had like 7 liberal networks and only one other one because of Fox News conservative network, so we had to invent one. But I want to know what those other liberal networks are. Like counting like CNN.
Yeah. They're counting CNN and MSNBC and Fox and and ABC and NBC and CBS, and they decided we need a one that's going to appeal to conservatives, but it's really like we're just going to make up news on it.
I mean, well, that's how you appeal to conservatives.
It really is stunning. Speaking of which, here is Grant Stinchfield on Newsmax complaining about the debt ceiling. This is just okay.
You see, failure to raise the debt ceiling is actually about defaulting on future obligations, not the current ones. It means you can't buy anything else. You can't spend more. So goodbye radical infrastructure bill. Goodbye Biden spending free for all. The admission that the default threat is fake news is even buried in the White House's own website. I found this today on it. Quote, once the debt limit is hit, the federal government cannot increase the amount of outstanding debt. Therefore, it can only draw from any cash on hand and spend its incoming revenue.
Pause it right there. I want that back up on the thing. Do you how stupid is either Stinchfield or does Stinchfield think his audience is?
Very stupid.
Let's be clear. Once the debt limit is hit, the federal government cannot increase the amount of outstanding debt. In other words, our budget's been passed. Once we set the budget, we have committed to expending, let's just say $100 million. Let's say our revenue for the year is $75 million. Let's say we have a debt ceiling of $40 million and we already have $15 million in it. So we need another $25 million. But the debt ceiling hasn't been raised. Keep that up. Keep that back up. Keep that back up, please. So you cannot increase the amount of outstanding debt. Therefore, it can only draw from any cash on hand. Okay, well, we had saved $5 million and spend its incoming revenues. Well, annually, that's going to be $75 million. We're going to be short $25 million that we've already committed to. Yeah, it does mean that we're going to default not just on future. I mean, I guess it's all future because somebody could come in and say like, hey, I want you to cash in my treasury bond. We don't have any cash. We don't have any cash. Well, that's a future obligation. No, they're all future obligations, you ding dong.
Current debt isn't affected, only increases of it. So what better way to balance the budget than turn off Washington's financial fire hose? It needs to happen, but Mitch McConnell is too scared of the political ramifications to do what is right. We do have promised future obligations, like bonds that needs to be paid, so we pay those first, then Social Security, then Medicare, Medicaid. And if we need money to pay those already promised, not new, already promised future obligations, then simply do away with lots in government. How about we do away with the departments that we do not need? We start with the Department of Education, move on to the Department of Commerce, Department of Environmental Protection, and yes, even the Department of Energy. Just wipe them out. That takes care of much more than $100 billion alone. And states should be handling...
Pause it for 1 second. Pause it for 1 second. First off, we could probably come up with a number as to what those departments... And you know, we'll get over the constitutionally mandated census that comes out of Commerce, which is really basically all they do. But does he actually think that that's going to... that we get rid of those departments? That's all the money? We're going to save all that money?
Doesn't mention the Pentagon, though.
100 billion. No, not the Pentagon.
Notably not that department.
If you want to go fishing, buddy, go for the place where all the fish are. Is there any more to this?
It's like 5 seconds.
It's all just like. And what are the political ramifications? There's no other ramifications, according to this dude. Well, then why? What is Mitch McConnell afraid of? The political ramifications?
Isn't that kind of his job to care about that?
But my point is that, like, what political ramifications? If there is no actual material difference, the debt ceiling does not get raised. The next day, we cannot pay our debts on any new whatever mechanism, whatever like sort of like straw man he's created. If that doesn't have any implications, then what are the political implications? There's not a lot of people out there going, Mitch McConnell's not paying, didn't raise the debt ceiling, and the next day nothing happened. And so we're mad about that. There's no political implications unless there's some type of material implications. God. I don't know how people who watch WorldNet Daily or Newsmax or whatever the hell it is, how they even have the ability to turn on a TV or find it online.
I honestly think if you ask them, they would say it'd be a political problem because the media is owned by liberals who would manufacture it into a crisis when it's not really one.
Why aren't they doing that now?